Hello. Good day, everyone. So from Lagos, Nigeria, it's about 6:38 p.m. and I'm pretty sure from the United States sometime around 10 a.m. Right, Elon?
Yeah, it's 10:38 a.m. where I'm at.
All
I'm
right,
in California.
all right, all right. So you're all welcome to the first of our Bootcamp Talk series. The title is not just any number. Connection is key. Anyways, before I dive right into my thoughts on that topic, I'd like for us to just, briefly introduce ourselves. My name is Gabriel Emmanuel. I'm a software engineer and part of the mentors on the bootcamp. And I have with me Elahn, Timothy, Nazar, and Maureen, who would be introducing themselves individually and respectively. So let's start with Elahn.
Hi, my name is Elahn Danee. I am from Elahn Danee Codes. I do tech and mindset. So not only do I do like coding and I teach other people how to code, I also have like this really cool joint community with Gabriel called .NET Book Study. What recent direction that I've taken, and it's kind of always I felt like been my path, is just involving mindset when it comes to learning how to code, because it not only is are you learning something, but you need to learn how to learn and how to empower yourself to be the best version of yourself, where you don't get things like imposter syndrome or negative self-talk. So that's just a little bit about me.
All right, that's great. So Timothy, can we hear from you?
Okay. My name is Opeke Timothy, and I'm a software engineer. And before I started my career in software engineering, which was last year, about I think October or so, and I am into product designing. About 4 years experience, but due to the population in the industry, I decided to go into software engineering. So that's how I found EGabriel, Bootcamp, and I guess this is where we started. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Timothy. Probably try to be a bit louder next time. Maureen, can we hear from you?
Okay. Hi everyone. My name is Maureen. I'm actually transitioning into tech also. Before now, I was in the geospatial industry, and then last year I decided to transition into tech, and I'm currently learning C Sharp and .NET, and that was how I also found out the eGabriel Bootcamp. That's me.
All right, awesome. Nazar, can we also hear from you?
Okay, hi everyone. I'm Naza. I'm a project manager. So I was once in tech, but I was once a programmer rather, but I left due to the hustle and bustle and the stress that comes with programming. So I decided to manage developers instead. So yeah, I'm just lazy, don't mind me. That's me.
All right. When you said you were once in tech, I wanted to, quickly butt in and said, you're still in tech, actually, right? So even if you're like a program coordinator or manager, you're still in tech, anyways. And it's actually important what you do because actually sometimes we do really need the management, like we have seen from the bootcamp, really do need the management. All right. So I'm just going to, point out when Elon told me about the topic, not just any number connection is key. My mind was like going here and there. What does this mean? What's she trying to point out? What's the importance of this topic? How do we benefit from it? I just had like a whole lot of questions coming my mind, right? So I'm going to answer some of those questions on this talk. So I don't just take it away.
Awesome. Okay, so I can present now.
Yeah.
Awesome. Super excited. Let's see. Gabriel, I think you select my slides. So, yes, my talk is not just another number. Connection is key by Elahn Danee. That's me. So, numbers are everywhere. They tell us our age, our weight, our height, the time, the day. They tell us how much money we have, how many steps we walked, how many friends we've had, how many friends our friends have. On a daily basis, we experience a constant stream of numbers, of personal stats. And if you're not careful, this constant barrage of numbers can build a wall around you to the point where you only see yourself as just another number. When you look at yourself as just another number, you often shrink yourself. You easily settle for what you can get rather than live in the truth of who you are. You live in a perpetual state of survival. And you kill any dreams that your heart may have. In this session, you will learn that you are not just another number. You are the one. You are the first. And we will discuss why it is important to prioritize connection over numbers when following your dreams. When you think of your dreams, you usually know right away what exactly that dream is. You know it, and sometimes it is the thing that scares you the most. Does your mind race when you think of this dream? Do you feel panic in your body when you think of this dream? If you feel any discomfort at all over your dream, whose voice is that's talking in your head, telling you that your dream is wrong? Can you identify this voice? Is it truly your voice? I like to think that many of us are good people. Many of us have positive dreams, dreams of love, dreams of creating something grand, dreams of inspiring others. Yet we punish ourselves for having these dreams. We think it's wrong. We think it's selfish. Some of us may even think it's downright evil. And even if we don't truly feel that way, we surely can act like it, especially with each other. Do you realize that the dream that was placed in you was placed there for a reason? If it was not meant to be experienced, that feeling in your heart would not be there in the first place. The feeling that you feel in your heart is your connection to all of what is. You can call it God, the universe, your higher power, whatever you call it, it is your connection. It is your lifeline. And wouldn't that make the most sense? Your heart being your lifeline? It's the first organ that is created in the womb. And yet we are taught to ignore it. Just think about that. Ignoring our own hearts. There is a reason why you feel anxiety in your chest. The reason why so many people are dealing with stress, overthinking, and anxiety is because they cut themselves off from their own internal, inherent, and personal lifeline. The infinite wisdom that has been placed in each and every one of us since birth. The reason why stress is so prevalent in our lives is because we are not listening to ourselves. We are not connected to ourselves. And how can you actually thrive and flourish in life by being disconnected? The feeling of loneliness is a common symptom of being disconnected from your heart. This is because in the disconnection, we are actively not listening to ourselves. And as a result, we do not feel heard. And this feeling is only amplified when we are around others. When you problem solve in the mind, the process of seeking solutions can be endless, ongoing, and unsatisfying. And yet, the right solution for you appears clearly and instantly when you consult your own heart. My start in the tech industry was not traditional. And I have finally accepted that my journey in the tech industry will remain just that. For me, for the longest, I have felt guilty for not being the traditional software developer. I was not formally trained. I had a mentor for a year, but I was mostly self-taught. I didn't really apply for any jobs, and I only applied for one, and I secretly hoped that I would not get it. I did not pursue the traditional tech career ladder. And even recently, I felt guilty for slightly branching away from the more technical aspect of coding and actually including mindset and manifesting content within my brand. In all of these decisions, though, I was just following my heart. But my mind was often in conflict with these decisions. I would think, what's the point? Why am I doing all of this? Will my peers think I'm crazy? Will I lose supporters? Will I not be regarded as a real developer? I knew that these thoughts were on the negative side, and I am a firm believer that your thoughts create your reality. So I believe in having positive thoughts. I just, at the time though, I couldn't help but feel scattered. I wanted to make sense of what I was doing and the direction that I was going. And since my journey has been a more public one, I'd sometimes worry about the opinions of others. However, as time goes on and as I make consulting my heart a regular and unconditional practice, I've learned that I am on my perfect path and that I am safe traveling this path. This path is my very own and it reflects who I am. It's authentic, it's unique, and it's mine. I think that's something that we're all searching and yearning for. Something that is yours, something that you can't get fired from. It can't be copied or stolen from you. Something that is authentically yours, something that makes you come alive. I now accept and appreciate that I am the first. Me following my unique interests and perspectives made me the first. It's my energy that I'm acting in, and I find real power in that. It's not always easy being the first. Sometimes you feel like nobody gets you. In our society, we often measure ourselves in terms of numbers and we use it against each other, especially when it comes to social media. We chase these numbers as a permission to live the life of our dreams. However, when you are truly connected to yourself, you will find that the truth that lives in you most likely lives in other people too. We all just need to speak up and we need to speak from the heart. In this boot camp, you will be learning a lot of great things and you will be learning from a really great person. I think that what can make your learning journey more impactful is to really get a feel of how you can make this journey authentically your own and how you can apply these lessons for the dreams that live in your heart. Thank you.
Wow, that was really insightful and interesting. Thank you so much, Elon.
Thank you. Thank you.
So I guess I'll just maybe open the floor for anyone that wants to share their inputs, your thoughts. Timothy, Maureen, Nazar, does anyone want to share their thoughts?
Yeah, I want to share my thoughts. So it's just while I was listening to you, it felt like you were speaking directly at me. I could relate to what you were saying
Shut
because I've had
up.
yeah, because I've had like similar experiences with you. So I was like, and the way you were taking it slow, you were just like, this thing you're gonna hear it, you're gonna hear it, and you're gonna hear it again. It's not gonna move out of your other ear. So I
Yeah.
was just like, wow. Do you? Did were you like? Are we connected or something? Because nah, you are actually
That
speaking.
See, that's what I'm talking about. Like when you speak from the heart and you act within the heart, that literally is the thing that connects us all. And like
Yeah,
sometimes we make these rules that contradict what's in our heart, and then we all end up feeling lonely,
yeah,
unhappy, unsatisfied. People are getting laid off or they want to quit their jobs or anything
yeah,
like that. I just think that if we can all act and live within our hearts, we wouldn't feel lonely anymore. And
yeah,
we would feel more connected.
yeah. I agree. I agree. Thank you so much. I really
Yes.
learned like three key lessons here. Thank you.
Yes.
Yeah, I would like to touch a bit on that. You know, making decisions and acting on those decisions on things that we feel and things that comes from our heart, right? So yesterday a friend of mine was asking me what's they were transitioning into tech, and they were interested
Mhm.
in knowing what part of tech would give them the most benefits, would give them the most benefit as let's say financially. So I guess my reply was something in the line of, it's not just about the part of tech that would give you the most benefits financially, because at the end of the day, if you follow any of these lines, say you're doing front end, you're doing
Mhm.
program management, you're doing back end, and the rest of them, you're still going to try to get to the top. You're still going to achieve what everybody in other fields in tech are achieving. So at the end of the day, the goal should be, what do you really want to do?
Right.
What's coming from your art? What are you interested in? Right. So if you
Right.
do what you're interested in, if you're connected to it, then you should be able to gain that height that you're looking towards, right? So I actually do agree with what your talk is all about, right? So I don't know, Timothy, what do you think? Sorry, sorry to
Um,
put you for putting you on the spot.
He's like, wait a minute.
oh my god. I was like out of the blue, like out of everyone, like you have to ask me.
Yeah, sorry about that,
Okay.
but then let's hear what you think.
I think what Elon said was, I think that was the whole law. And I think she, when she was talking about, speaking, because I knew she was speaking from the heart. That's very, very obvious. And so when she spoke, I think she was really speaking to everyone. And one thing I found out is that the moment people get into a particular environment, they tend to, have issues. Like I remember when I started last year, I was, having issues with, connectivity. I was not finding people, writing the same language as I was, and the people around me were just writing JavaScript, PHP, and the rest. And I just felt left out. I felt like, oh my God, it was very, very painful because, I was encountering a lot of errors and all that.
Yeah.
So, but when I think I, came in contact with the EGabriel Bootcamp, I just applied and it's worked. So,
Yeah.
and right now, at least if I have, issues, I can connect with other people, maybe I can speak to Andre or other people. I've made a lot of friends from this, like a lot of them. So I think that's really, really great. So I think that's all I have to say.
Yeah. That's awesome. I'm happy for
All
you
right.
that you were able to find connection.
Yeah,
Yeah,
thank you,
that's
Lan.
interesting, right? So Elahn, I'm going to ask a question here, right?
Yeah.
So you're talking about connection. Connection with, let's say you're meeting with other persons doing the same thing as what you're doing. Is that like the only aspect of connection that could be of an advantage to you when you're like in whatever field that you're interested in, or are there other aspects of or other connection that one can key into, can benefit from? What do you think?
Mhm. So, okay, I with the question, I think you're asking like, are you saying like, I
Like
do consider
joining a
that there,
community.
yeah, like how can somebody get connected?
Yeah, exactly. I think
Okay,
that's a better
okay.
way of putting it.
I think first that person should get connected with themselves. And I found in my experience is that when I get connected and honest within myself and I follow what is in my heart, I'm able to relate to other people without feeling like a need of like ego or like pride or like like competition or anything like that. Because I find that we're all unique in our own ways, and that's important, and that's what makes this whole experience of life really fun. um, so in my opinion, I think it's what will make joining a community more impactful and fun for a person is if, sorry, my dog's in the back, he's upset with me. Is what would make a joining a community more beneficial is learning how to connect to your heart first so that you can step into that community being your authentic self, being proud of who you are, and wanting to wanting to feel proud of other people as well. Does that make sense?
Yeah,
Yeah,
it does make
definitely, it does
sense.
make sense. So you have to be connected with yourself first, right? That's like the first
Yes.
thing. You have to be connected with yourself. You have to have like your real authentic self. Put your real authentic self out there, before you can actually do benefit from whatever community or connection that you want to have out there. Yeah.
Exactly, because if you go into a community and you're disconnected from yourself, you're just going to feel alienated within that community and you're not going to feel heard. It becomes the community becomes a mirror of your own loneliness. So like whatever connection that you have inside, your community will mirror that back to you. So if you feel lonely within yourself because you're not listening to
Oh,
yourself, you're not trusting yourself, when you join a community, you're not going to feel heard and you're not going to feel like people are trustworthy.
wow.
Yeah.
That's really nice to know. So I'm going to be putting Maureen on the spot here. So Maureen, what do you think? What are your thoughts? Do you have any questions?
Well, so far I agree with Elon because last year actually I personally I started when I wanted to transition into tech. I thought of going through the UI UX route, but because that was what everyone around me was actually doing, so I felt that was the path I should go through. But at some point, say a month into the journey, I knew it wasn't for me. As in, I felt disconnected. It wasn't clicking. So I just felt no, I don't belong here. And somehow, when I was able to take my time and look through my inner self, I was able to find out that software engineering is the path that really suits me. So I totally agree with everything. You need to connect first with yourself. And once you can do that, the entire journey is going to be an interesting journey.
I'm happy you were able to gain that clarity about yourself, Maureen.
Yeah, I'm actually happy that she did gain the clarity early enough. Like I think it took me that would be close to 2 years to gain that clarity, because I started from front end development and it took me about 2 years to gain that clarity before I decided, oh no, I don't think this is my space. Let me see, let me try something else. And yeah, so it's quite nice that you're able to gain that clarity early enough, and I'm pretty sure you're excited where you're at, and you're
Definitely.
excited to grow, to improve, and all of that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's
Uh,
like just getting. Oh, sorry, what were you gonna say, Maureen or Nasa?
no, no,
No,
you can go ahead. Sorry.
I was gonna say, like, I think I just spent so much time feeling guilty about not fitting the mold and like not doing things that maybe can be considered like the traditional way, like going back to my talk. But it was like just literally just recently I realized like there's no reason to feel guilty for being who I am. And it was like the very fact that me even choosing to be in tech was like on a whim. It was just like, okay, let's just see what happens. Like, why not? Like, why not me? And I think like as I gone longer in the journey, I started to like unconsciously compare myself to other developers, other people within my community because I wasn't doing the same things that other people were doing. And it was like, am I getting distracted? Am I doing what I'm supposed to be doing? Am I doing like, am I, because I went down a spiritual journey and I was thinking, like, is this journey just a distraction for what I'm supposed to be doing? But I started to notice like it all started to connect. And in order to like have any type of impact, like if we're, tech is about creation, tech is about bringing life to something, about creating new opportunities, but you cannot see those opportunities if you're disconnected from within and you're just following other people's paths. It's like you have to find your own. You have to have your own set of eyes so that you could see like the opportunities and what could be possible.
Totally agree. Because I had that same experience. So in my case, I tried out everything. So I went from Python, I went from HTML, CSS, I did React, I did React Native, I did PHP, I did Flutter. Like I literally did almost everything. At some point, I was doing data analytics, and yeah, I like have like a knowledge of everything. But that wasn't really my that wasn't really what I wanted to do because I actually started trying different things so I could see the one that fits me or the one that connects with me most. But I could also say, no, this is not for me. This stress is too much. Or internal language, oh no,
Yep.
this is even the worst.
Yep.
I continued going, front end, back end. I didn't touch design because I'm not creative and I don't know colors. So I didn't even bother going through the design route. So that was not just for me. And I didn't choose I didn't look at what's the other one, DevOps, right? Because I was like, please, this one I can't even sleep in the night. They'll start calling me and saying, oh, I have Nginx error or something like that. I just said, nope, that's not for me. So I tried every other thing else and I was like, no, that's this not for me at all. But when I finally connected with project management and when I finally like managed people, projects and just basically overseeing all these things, I was like, yes, this is for me. And 3 years down the line, I'm still in project management. I have not moved because I
That's
remember my
amazing.
first, yeah, I remember my first interview as a project manager. They were asking me, "Are you sure this is your path? Are you sure you're not going to move? Because from your CV you have dropped from this to this, from this." I'm like, "Well, let's give it a shot. Will I move? Will I not
Yeah,
move? But I'm still here. So yeah, it's good to find yourself."
that's awesome. That's amazing. I'm so happy for you.
Thank you.
Elon, we have this question from YouTube. Will it be okay to say that connection has to do with self-determination? What do you say?
I agree. I can see that for sure. I think for me, like I'm so determined, like I've come so far. And I'm determined to create and live out the life of my dreams. And every time I my mind starts to stray from what is in my heart, my body feels stressed and I'm not happy. So if I have to realize, like, if I'm committed to my dream life and I'm determined to be my authentic self, to be the person I know I am, then I need to live here. And it's like sometimes we like when our hearts get broken or we get scared, it's like we think it's stupid for us to trust our hearts. Like culturally, like I don't know, like I think it's like everywhere, like where it's like it's stupid to trust to live in your heart. but that's who we are. That's literally who we are. So to listen to rules that contradict who we are, it's almost like we're portraying ourselves. So for me, when it comes to self-determination, I am determined to be myself. And I have to be connected with myself to be myself.
Yeah, it does come around, right? So you have to be determined. You have to uh, be connected with yourself, and that way you'd be more useful. You'd be more, because at the end of the day, you do not want to be someone who always wants to get, right. You want to be someone who would also give, right. So you want to give, you want to bother. So at the end of the day, that's the kind of person you want to be. And to do that, like you said, you have to be connected with yourself. You have to be determined in whatever you want to do. And I do see the link between connection and then self-determination, and that's like really really important. So that's a great one. So this has been interesting, and
Wait, Gabriel, can I also add another point?
please go ahead.
Okay, so I've also learned that when you are disconnected from yourself and you kill the dreams in your own life, you become a dream killer to other people. Like when you discourage yourself and you stray away from your own heart, you kill any connection between you and the people that you love, the people that are in your community, from being their greater selves. Because when you're discouraging yourself, you end up discouraging other people. You tell other people, the people in your lives, that their dreams are too big or it's not realistic. So it's like it is a duty to be within your heart, because being within your heart connects you to the people within your community where you can empower them as well.
Yeah, and we do not want to do that. We don't want to, be disconnected from our community, and we actually want to make the most of whatever community we're in, or whatever organization that we're in. So we essentially need to be connected, and that's a great point as well. This has been interesting, and I'm pretty much sure everyone would have to go back and reflect on what we've talked on, see how they can be connected to themselves if they've not yet done that, and if they have done that, then see how they can help others to be connected to themselves, and then as a community, we keep growing while trying to keep pushing on that connection between one another. Um, I don't know if we have any closing remarks, and I would start with Nazar. Do we have any closing remarks from you?
No, actually, I'm shy. Sorry.
Oh, now you're shy. All right, no problem. Maureen, do we have any closing remarks from you? Okay, I think Maureen's internet is a bit bad. Timothy, let's go to you. Do we have any closing remarks from you?
Yeah, I think I have little to say. So one thing I've noticed is that when we talked about connection, some people will think about it like a relationship thing where when you just see it, you maybe like fall in love with it or something like that. So, but at some point, I think you have to, give it a chance. Maybe you have to give it time. Sometimes you can start doing something. Like I think one of my friends, like my elder brother, he he codes and he writes JavaScript. But when he started, it was kind of difficult and looking all that hard and all that stuff. But I think within a year, it's like took a year for him to like find out that he actually loves coding. So like it took a bit of time. So I think sometimes some people might find it difficult. They'll think that it's just immediately like Naza said, the moment she found product management, like she fell in love with it. you know I think sometimes some people like have to like give it a chance, like let it walk through you, and then you like begin to know that this is really like what you chose. Thank you.
Awesome, awesome. So I'll just quickly point out that I don't think it matters how long it takes for you to find that connection. The goal is to find the connection. So it probably would take you 6 weeks, 1 year, 2 years, like myself. But then at the end of the day, the goal is to find that connection. So that's a good point. Thanks, Timothy. Maureen, are you back? Do you want to have a closing remark? Okay, I'm not sure she's back. All right, so Elahn, do you have any closing remark?
I just want to say thank you so much for having me on. This was such a fun and amazing experience, and I loved talking and meeting with you guys. And I'm excited for more to come from you, Gabriel.
All right, thank you so much. So, at this point, I would like for you to tell us how we could reach you, in case someone would like to reach you.
So yeah, I'm pretty much everywhere. I am on Instagram, which is Elahn Danee Codes. I'm on Twitter. I don't think we have a handle for that, but it's Code the Lightning. But you could just type in Elahn Danee Codes on Twitter. Um, you can go to my website, elahndane.shop, to learn more about myself and what I offer. And yeah, that's pretty. Oh, and I have a YouTube channel, Elahn Danee Codes. Everything is Elahn Danee Codes.
All right, so
Yeah,
she's just
branding.
learning codes everywhere. So, and that spells ELAHNDANEECODES, right?
Yes.
So pretty much everywhere you could search for her using that name. Nazar, where can we find you?
And you can find me on Twitter at underscore NAAZA. I can't remember my Instagram handle, but I think you can reach out to me on Twitter and I'll respond ASAP. Yeah.
All right. And Timothy?
You can find me at on Twitter, Corey Fervent underscore. Sorry, Corey underscore Fervent actually. So and on
All
Instagram, I
right.
think you can find me the same way. Yeah.
All right, awesome. And for myself, you could find me on Twitter, waits underscore CODEASE. My website is eGabriel.dev, and for the bootcamp is eGabriel.dev/bootcamp. Right. So thank you so much everyone for joining. It was a fun conversation.
Thank
I
you.
really did enjoy it. So
Thank
bye.
you.
Yeah.
Bye.